Hi, I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and in this video I'm going to share my thoughts about yet another trademarking screw-up. This time around, it's about an Ohio company that's trying to trademark the name Yinzer. No! Okay, so let me read it from the article, and you can always find the link in the description below. Ohio company attempts to trademark Yinzer. Apparently, Yinzer is the word synonymous with Pittsburgh. If you knew that, great. I didn't. And if you want to troll in the comments, it's okay. I'm getting used to comments like that. So anyway, a Columbus-based company has submitted an application to trademark the term Yinzer. According to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, a clothing company called Homage applied for the trademark back in September for t-shirts. And they're based in Columbus, Ohio, and run a shop on Penn Avenue in East Liberty. At last check, the application has been filed but not assigned to an examiner. So the news channel reached out to them, and here's what they said. We love paying homage to the city of Pittsburgh. It's a privilege to be in Pittsburgh to celebrate just some of many things that make the Steel City so unique. All right, I'm going to skip some of the things and focus on the ones that are relevant. They said, I'm not sure if you saw this in your research, but back in 2011 or 2012, an individual from Pittsburgh living in California applied for and was granted a trademark for the phrase Yinzer. Wanting to celebrate the unique heritage of Western Pennsylvania, we reached out to the trademark holder and created a licensing agreement that involved quarterly royalty payments. Eventually, the trademark holder indicated that he had no desire to continue owning the trademark, so he let it lapse. And in order to avoid any sort of legal limbo, we filed for the trademark in September of this year. Our intention in filing for the trademark was never to aggressively enforce its use, rather it was simply a decision to create some continuity with the intellectual property and continue selling shirts. We certainly understand how important the term Yinzer is to the city of Pittsburgh and would never want to alienate anyone living in a city that we love. I sincerely apologize to anyone who may have been offended by our decision to file for the mark. It was never our intention to create controversy or to upset anyone. We've reached out to a Pittsburgh area nonprofit with the hope of assigning the registration to them so that royalty payments could benefit the community. All right, aside from the usual socialist outrage about, oh my God, how can somebody own something that should be owned by the community? There's actually a lesson here, a real lesson. And that lesson is that if you're a licensor, if you own something and you get your royalty checks, if you don't renew your trademark, if you let it lapse, not only do the royalty checks stop, it also creates a situation when your licensees are left in a situation when they have to pick it up and start the process from scratch. If the old owner actually cared a little bit about making the life of his former licensees a little easier, what he could have done is assigned his trademark over to them, whether it was for a sum of money or for free, but this would have meant that they would just own his old trademark since that he got registered in, 2011, 2012, and they wouldn't have to go through the whole process all over again. Instead, he let it lapse. Now they have to start it all over again, and who knows, this process might not even succeed, because just because something was allowed 8 years ago doesn't necessarily mean that it will be allowed today. So if you're a licensor, always think about this from the licensee's perspective, and it could also be an opportunity for you to make a bit more money. as a one-time payment. If you don't want, for whatever reason, receive your quarterly checks, sure, sell it for one-time payment and that's it. Now, from the perspective of the licensee, I understand they're between rock and a hard place because they know about the outrage, but they also know that somebody else could pick up the brand, and if they did, they could have been prevented from continuing to operate and sell their apparel with that brand, and that's the last thing they want, right? They were paying the licensing fees, and now they want to continue doing what they used to do anyway. So they're doing everything right. I think it's a good PR move on their end. They were paying licensing fees before. I guess they can pay licensing fees now as long as they're reasonable. And if they want to support the city, it might be a good idea to do it that way and kind of pacify the ones that are most outraged. But again, they were put in that situation by their former licensor, and there's a lesson here. There's a lesson here. Now, if you found this video useful, subscribe now, get notified whenever the next video goes live, and we post these videos every single day from Monday to Friday, sometimes even on the weekend. Now, if you got a brand, if you want to license it, if you want to receive your royalty checks, or if you just want it for your own business and you want to make sure that nobody steals it from you, go to trademarkfactory.com, book a call with our strategy advisors. The call is free. So in the worst case scenario, you're going to know that we're not going to be filing your trademark. And in the best case scenario, we'll help you own the brand that actually matters. So let's see if that's a possibility right there. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.